up, everybody? Happy Wednesday to you. Welcome to another live edition of AH Live, and it's episode 93. We have an incredible artist in the house, and it's been long overdue. I actually interviewed him, did the whole episode, edited it, uploaded it, and tried to put it up when we were on the road, and it got pulled down because I had put some of his older material in there, and it got flagged, and the whole episode got taken down. And that was our first episode we ever missed. So now we're here to make up for it. That's right, Phillip Doc Martin is in the house finally. And I think this was supposed to air a month ago, but it is unseen footage, unseen performances from him. So very excited to finally share it with you. And of course, I'm going to play my guitar a little bit, and we'll have some conversation, and just excited to be with y'all. Speaking of which, do us a favor, click share, because we want to spread the good vibes. We're here every Wednesday. And also don't forget to follow Adam Holly Artist Page. And you notice I threw a y'all in there. We did have 2 shows in Texas last weekend, so I think that's why. I think it rubbed off on me, but we had so much fun down in Houston and in Fort Worth, and we'll talk about that as well. And we also have a birthday shout out. You guys know very well Mike and Crystal Brown, dear friends of the show, and his mother, Lenore, is celebrating her 90th birthday. So shout out, Lenore. Honored that you would spend this evening with us, and congratulations on 90. That is incredible. If we all could do just that, that would be incredible. 90 years young. So shout out to Lenore. If you have any other birthdays, anniversaries, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll try to grab them. I'm flying solo tonight. Kat has the night off, so I'll do my best to catch as many of them as I can. Drop in your Ask Adam questions early so I can try to catch them, and we will get to as many as we can. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm going to start us off with a tune, and this is one off of my new record. I haven't played it very much. I've only performed it live once. I've done it once or twice on the show, and it features a dear friend of mine, Steve Cole, an incredible saxophonist, tenor saxophonist from Chicago, and he just really, really did his thing on this track. So I'm excited to play it for you right now. It is called Keep It There. It's off of the new album, Rising Up. Here we go. my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. We are just getting warmed up on a Wednesday. That was Keep It There, off of the new album, Rising Up. So glad to have you all in the house. It was such a moving episode last week, paying tribute to Nick. Still missing Nick Coleone, such an incredible individual, and so really glad we got a chance to pay homage to him. Thank you all for tuning in last week. Of course, it's up on Facebook and up on YouTube if you want to go back and look at it, and just thankful for you guys out there for these weekly meetings of the mind, and just a chance to share the music and share the vibes. So appreciate you guys. Really excited to share with you this interview and performance from Phillip Doc Martin. But real quick, just want to remind you guys, if you want to help out the show, we make it real easy. You just click the link in the description. Take you to PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. You can do stars, which you guys have been doing more and more every week. Appreciate you so much. You're the reason we keep going. Episode 93. We're going to be at 100 pretty soon. We got to figure out something special for that. We'll have something up our sleeves, I'm sure. So without further ado, hope you enjoy the incredible, all the way from the DMV, Phillip Doc Martin.
All right. What is up, Phillip Doc Martin? How are you today?
Man, it's been a blessed day, but I am here. I made it to the meeting. I was stuck in surgery earlier, but we're here now. I love it.
And I love it because this is definitely a first for AH Live, and this is the first time we've had someone zoom in from surgery. And so we're honored that you made the time. Your patient, he's not over there in the corner waiting, is he?
Oh, no. They're good. Long gone.
Okay.
No interruption.
No,
we're good.
That is too funny. No, definitely appreciate you coming through. I've been enjoying your music for a long time. We were just chatting. Your first record came out in 2003, so you've been at it for a while, 7 records. So, but before we get all to that, I always like to start with, what was the reason you picked up the saxophone?
Well, I'll never forget it. You know, I was in Georgia at my uncle's house, and this is when like compact disc just came out, you know, so the CD player was like this big, and it had like one slot for the CD, right? So something was playing, and I heard this beautiful sound, and I was like, I don't know what that is, but whatever that is, that's what I want to do. Come to find out, it was Kenny G's Songbird, right? So I was like, I gotta play sax, right? So started playing sax that next year in middle school, and I'm just one of those cats just stuck with it. Middle school, high school, you know, I went to college. I was a music major in college, got that done, and yeah, I just stuck with it. So here I am, still doing it. Can't believe it.
Wow. And that's interesting. You mentioned Kenny G. Kenny G is known, I guess I would say, mostly for soprano, especially in his later career, but you've focused a lot on alto. Is there a particular reason?
Yeah, well, first of all, like, I didn't really have much of a choice. Like, when I was in middle school, the only sax that could like fit me, I was a small guy. So, I mean, soprano wasn't really a choice. There's no like soprano chart in jazz band per se, right? And tenor was too big. Barry was totally out the question. So alto. So I played alto, and all my professors and stuff would always be like, man, you need to play tenor or you know, Barry or like flute. And I said, look, man, I'm like this one voice thing, like one thing, like my signature is my sound. Like I can make the alto sound deep like a tenor, and I can make it sound shrill like a soprano. Just one horn. Like a lot of people play like a lot of horns and they're good, but I want to be great at one, you know, like you hear me, you're like, that's the Doc right there. Yeah, that right there. I want that, right? That's it.
Wow, that's incredible. No, you're certainly doing it, and I was reading up on you. I saw that your parents are from Jamaica. Did they have any musical influence at all in terms of your stylings?
You know, absolutely not.
Oh,
If I relied on those genes or whatever, like, nah, bro, no. Maybe they sung in like choir, but that's, I think, as far as we're like, they do support me. They always supported me my whole life. Like, son, this is great. It wasn't until I got to college and it was time for me to make that decision. Because see, my dad is a dentist.
oh,
And he's like, son, music is good, but son, like, as you get older, you're gonna get uglier, and no one's gonna want to see your ugly behind on stage. So, why don't you do something that you can do when you're old? As you get older, you get better, not the reverse. And I was like, maybe. So I actually took that idea and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna become like, I'm not gonna do medicine. So get this. I was living in Orlando, Florida. I don't know if anyone's familiar with this. They had this place called City Jazz, Universal Studios Orlando. They had the nicest jazz club. To this day, I have not been in a nicer jazz club. And I've been in a lot of jazz clubs. This place was called City Jazz, right? Spare no expense. I was playing there 5 nights a week with this great band. It was called Cassandra Lewis and the Sounds of Soul. Cassandra Lewis actually went on to be, she was a finalist on The Voice a couple years ago. But anyway, we're playing this band 5 nights a week. I'm making good money. Everything's good. I'm like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, Cassandra gets a gig with Cirque du Soleil and says, see you, right? Man, and your phone will be ringing like all through this, and you'll be like, oh man, I'm playing with Sandra, man. I can't do the gig, man, And you say no so many times, everyone's like, they don't even call me,
Yeah.
So my phone did not ring. My power got turned off. I got evicted. I had to borrow money from my girlfriend at the time, which is funny. She's been my wife for the last like 10 years. Well, yeah, I know she loves me for me. Back then, I didn't really have much. So, but when all that happened, I realized, I was like, you know what? I think my father has a point. I really think I need to maybe do a little something else. I could always play music. So I went to dental school and, did that. But at the same time I got into dental school, I got a record deal.
Oh,
And it was actually funny. Eric Darius?
of course, yeah.
Yeah, like, so me and him actually came up together. He's from Florida too. And both of us got record deals at the same time. I was like, oh man. So the record label's like, yo, instead, you don't need to hit these books, man. You need to hit the road right now and promote this record. And I'm just like, yo, I gotta go to school. Like, what do I do?
Wow.
So I had to make a very tough decision, and I picked school, right? So I still played throughout school, which was crazy, and I still gigged and put out records. But I think my career took a back seat for that time that I was in med school. So I've been playing catch up ever since. I mean, I guess like on the East Coast, I'm pretty well known, but on the West Coast, you guys got the smooth jazz going, like smooth jazz. All the festivals are on the West Coasts and stuff, But yeah, fortunately for me, I live in the Washington, D.C. area, and the music scene out here is really, really robust. So it's like you can literally not leave this area and satisfy every fantasy that you have music-wise, So that works. But yeah, that's pretty much where that whole idea came from with the whole dental school and the music thing.
I had another question for you. I was curious, do you, after these many years, have you found any parallels between the two industries?
I'm going to sit there and say, in my profession, you got to be a people person. You know, like, it's a trust thing. It's a likability factor. You could be like the worst clinician in the world, but like, if you like, if they like you, it's okay. You know, like, if something doesn't go as planned, they still are okay with it. You know, you just have to be a likable person. So it's like, in this music industry, you sort of got to be like kind of they have to like you too. It's all about networking, who you know, I don't know, connections, you know?
Yeah.
So the same parallel, I guess, is in like the medical field. Like, you have to, like, I don't advertise here. Every patient that I have is from word of mouth. Somebody told somebody who told somebody, and then they come. Okay, so it's a blessing. And what's actually also cool, I say about 90% of my patients, maybe 95%, have no idea I play music until they come here, and they're like, a lot of them comment, man, I really like the music that you play in this dental office. I'm like, oh, really? And then when they come up front, I have my CDs up in the front. And what's interesting is, if they come and support my business, the music is free. Like, it says, please take one. And each month I put a different set of CDs out, and they come by and they take a CD, and they're like, they think it's like a joke. Oh, that's cute. My dentist, he plays a little music, blah, blah. And then they come, they're like, yo, like, I had no idea. Like, I'm like, yeah, well, I wanted you to respect the, you know, the doctorate degree first. You know, I wanted you to make sure that we're good, and then you can enjoy, you know, that. So yeah, it works. I've been able to merge the two. And my latest music video actually took place at this office. Pretty interesting.
Wow, that's incredible. No, that is really cool. And in terms of the music, you've had 7 incredible albums, and you have this new song out right now, aptly titled "The Doc Is in the House." And
Yes.
I didn't even realize when I reached out to you for the interview, you said, "Oh, by the way, you played on my single."
Right.
I literally had no idea, but I'm so happy for you. As of this interview, it's top 20. It's number 19 on Billboard. It's a killer track.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I've been a big fan of yours for a long time, man. From that first record you put out, man, like the one that you did with Huge Groove on there was real cool.
Yeah, that song was I Don't Mind off of Just the Beginning. Yep.
I love it. I had that joint on repeat. I was like, this dude's gonna do it. He's gonna make it. I love it. Well, yeah, man, I've been a big fan. We play you at the office daily, so.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
I love
honored.
it,
Wow, you are too kind.
You're on the master playlist, the Quality Dental Proprietary Dental Blend, baby. You're on there. Yes, you fit in, so it's good.
Definitely check out the new single, "The Doc Is in the House." Appreciate you so much, man. Thanks for coming through.
Awesome, man. See you soon.
Oh, yes, the one and only Phillip Doc Martin. Incredible. He is a Renaissance man, and he's put me to shame. I have a doctorate of music, but he's an actual doctor. Or a doctorate, or a dentist. Well, I don't want to start that controversy. He's a doctor. But no, huge shout out to Phillip Doc Martin for taking the time and also being so patient with us. As I said, it was supposed to air, I think, a month ago. So I texted him this morning. I said, "Hey, man, we're finally going live tonight." He's like, "Awesome, I'll check it out." So I don't know if you're in the chat, Phillip, but appreciate you, man. Thanks for lending your talents. And hey, now you guys know usually it's time for the Cat Cam. Now, Cat is, as she mentioned in the comments, she had an allergic reaction, but she's on the mend, but she wasn't quite ready to come back. But we do have a worthy person filling in for her. Without further ado, I'm going to bring in Adam Jr. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
So good to see you, Junior. You know, you came on the show, what, a year and a half ago, talking about your YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
And you were talking about, I think you were doing some gaming, right? Was it Fortnite?
Well, I did like multiple games. It was kind of like different.
Yeah,
I didn't really stick to one.
Yeah. And so right now you're doing Fortnite and 2K a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I'm very mad because I used to beat Bubby, that's my nickname for him, Adam Jr., all the time at 2K. And now the last couple times you just destroyed me. It was just not fair.
I guess I've been getting better.
You are getting better. Well, we recruited Adam Jr. to help out with some Ask Adam questions because last week we had such a long episode paying tribute to Nick Coleone. We didn't get a chance to really go through all of them. So he was nice enough to step in, pinch hit for his mother. And so lay it on us, Adam Jr. What do we have for the Ask Adam questions?
So the first question is by Terry Silver, and he said, "What's your favorite venue to play at that surprised you?"
Gosh, that's a great question. Favorite venue that surprised me? Well, first of all, I'll say my favorite venue was the Hollywood Bowl. Do you remember when we played there?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was 2019, and you were hanging out. So that was my favorite, but favorite that surprised me? Gosh. That's a tricky question. Definitely Japan is always up there, high on the list. Tokyo. I haven't played there yet, but I witnessed a concert. I saw Lady Antebellum, now known as Lady A, at Red Rocks in Colorado, and that is a gorgeous, unbelievable venue. So that's definitely on the bucket list. Would be great to do a show there at one point. I don't know. What do you think? Do any venues stick out to you, Junior?
I guess like the Catalina one.
Catalina is awesome. Yes, and you've been to that one many times.
Has terrible like service though.
You're talking about the food? Oh no, you're talking about the cell reception.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, you get over there. Well, I think you're supposed to enjoy the island. So that's a good point, though. It's hard to use the phone. Okay, next question.
Second question is by Joy Russell Nicholas. And the first question for him is, are you back in the classroom with your students?
That's a great question because, yeah, we're kind of having another wave. I say kind of. We are having another wave in terms of COVID. And so where I teach, all of the classes are virtual except for mine because I teach an ensemble and they want to make sure the students get a chance to interact. So we will be outside. That's one of the nice things about being in California. We got some decent weather. And so our first 2 weeks were at least week one. I know that we're auditioning outside, and then we'll figure it out from there. So, but yeah, it's interesting times for sure. Okay, and there was a second part, right?
Second question is, how hard is it to teach on the road?
You know, I'm fortunate. I just teach part-time, so I teach on Mondays, and there's almost never a gig on a Monday. So it works out pretty well. I'm usually either flying back Sunday night or flying back on the first flight Monday, and then I'm able to make it into class. So it's worked out good so far. All right, what do we have next?
And the third question, well, he has two as well. It's by Robert Zahn.
Mhm.
He said, do guitars make it as a carry-on, or do you have to check it in?
Yeah, so I'm very picky with airlines because of this, because some airlines are more challenging than others. The easiest is Southwest, so we fly a lot of Southwest. I think it's probably because it's 2 free bags, so they have room in the overhead. So I've never had an issue with Southwest, always been able to carry on. I have had to check a couple times. I fortunately, knock on wood, I haven't had any issues, but I know of people that have. I mean, there's some famous stories too. I mean, well, there's a viral video of one airline taking a guitar and literally chucking it like 10 feet. So I've been fortunate to not have that issue. I have had other equipment get damaged, like my amplifiers, my pedals, but knock on wood, the guitars have been hanging in there. So what's up next?
And then I think you basically answered his question. It says, if you have checked it, is there a problem?
Yeah, I mean, if you do check it, you want a really strong case. So they're called anvil cases. They're really heavy, and so if you are going to check it, it's like a big rectangle, like a safe, basically. So if you are going to check it, that's the way to go. So cool. All right, what do we got next?
And then the last question is by Joseph England. It's, what was it like meeting George Benson?
What was it like meeting George Benson? Well, that was a dream come true. He's always been somebody I looked up to and learned a lot from. And I met him at the Hollywood Bowl. This was in maybe 2010, maybe. I think so, 2010. And I was on tour with the Manhattan Transfer. And so we played at the Playboy Jazz Festival, and then he was playing right after us. And so, I knew, kind of back in my mind, well, maybe I'll get a chance to meet him or at least see his set or what have you. I'm about to take a solo on our last song. And of course, at the Hollywood Bowl, the shows go bang, bang, bang because they spin the stage. So whoever's about to play is standing right there. So I look over and I'm just about to take a solo, and then George is staring at me. And it was kind of like, oh, let me get it together. So anyways, after the show, I was able to meet him, and he was just the nicest guy ever. Chatted with him for just a couple minutes while he was packing up his things in the dressing room. But I always remember when I first walked in, and his guitar player, Michael O'Neill, took me into the dressing room. When I first walked in, the first thing he said was, they can't let a guitar player this good in my dressing room, so it just totally disarmed any sort of if you're nervous or whatnot. And he was just the nicest guy. So I got a picture with him. And so that's the only time I've met him. But, he was genuinely just very warm and friendly. So it's definitely a thrill. So thank you, Adam Jr. You did an awesome job in your debut with Ask Adam. And we appreciate you filling in.
Yep.
All right. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Awesome. And I also have some pictures to share from the past week. Well, actually, what I should get started with first is the tour schedule. We have a bunch of dates coming up. Hope to see you out. Spaghettini's up next, but it's sold out. Would love to see you guys in Irving, Texas at the Irving Arts Center. That's a double bill with Judah Seeley as well. Another new gig on the Horizon Blues Boulevard in Greenville, South Carolina. Tin Pan will be in Mobile March 6th. And a lot of these dates. Also, I've just been added to a new event that's happening. Of course, Nick Corleone was, of course, supposed to be playing at the Berks Jazz Festival. Sadly, we lost him. So they're doing an amazing tribute to Nick. And I was really honored to get the call to be a part of that. So I'll be there at Berks April 7, 8, 9, and 10. And on the 10th, Nick was going to be doing the brunch. So I will be among many artists. Let me see if I can... See, this is what happens when Kat's not here. I don't have all my pictures organized. Let's see if I can get to it. It's here somewhere. There it is. So a salute to Nico. Brian Simpson is the music director. He will be playing Jakeem Joyner, Kim Waters, Mesa, Chiele Minucci. I will be there. Kayla Waters, Gerald Veasley will be emceeing, JJ Sansavarino, and the Berks Horns. So hope to see you guys there. I'll be there all of the second week doing the Chuck Loeb tribute, the anniversary show. I'll be hanging out at the Jams, and then we have this on Sunday. So definitely feel fortunate for that. So yeah, hope to see you all on the road. And speaking of which, we got a bunch of pictures from the past week. Let me see if I can pull these up. So we grabbed some unbelievable cupcakes when we were in Houston. They were called small cakes, and we got 6 between the two of us, and we worked it out. Let me tell you. And we also stopped at a crawfish place, and while we were waiting for the food, we got one of my favorite beers, Shinerbach. They don't have it on the West Coast. So we really, really enjoyed it. Kat got me in action there. And so as I mentioned, we had a couple shows. We had a show in Houston. Here's a pic. Thanks to Joy Russell Nicholas for sending this to me. She sent me a bunch of great ones. And this was our debut at Sugar's. It was a packed show. We had such a blast. Shout out to Daryl Austin, the owner there. And the food was incredible, too. So we had such a blast in Houston. And then here we are with the Nicholases. So shout out to them. I think they brought out 10 people. It was awesome. And we also had a show in Fort Worth as well, which was really great the next day on Saturday. The other thing I wanted to announce is that I had a couple of singles come out, and I'm going to have to wrangle both of these incredible pianists to come on the show because both their songs are doing great on Billboard and on radio. Lisa Adio was a song I produced for her called Deep Blue Sea featuring Ryan Montano, and Ride Along featuring Judah Seeley by Gina Rosaria. So shout out to both of them for entrusting me with their projects. And it was pretty funny because right after they both got added, bam, I caught them both in the same day on Watercolors, which is our local station here. It's a national station, but we don't really have a local station in LA, so this is our local station. So it's pretty cool to catch both of those, I think, on the day that they came out. So I'll try to wrangle them, get them to come on and play live for you guys. But look out for those tunes, Ride Along and Deep Blue Sea. Shout out Lisa and Gino for having me on the project, producing, mixing, co-writing. And we've got the show this weekend. All you SoCal people, hope to see you there. And we'll just keep it rolling from there. So I think I'll close out with one more tune for you guys. And this is another one off the new record. I've only played it a couple times. And it features the incredible Vincent Ingala. Let me grab my guitar. See, this is hard work doing that. Well, I'm glad Adam Jr. was able to come in and pinch it. That definitely helped. But I'm still getting used to flying solo over here. Normally, when Kat's talking, I'll tune. Okay. I think I'm ready. Turn the guitar on. There we go. So we're going to close you out tonight with the tune. It's called Let's Get Down Tonight. goodness, let's get down tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a distinct honor to hang out with you on another Wednesday. If you want to support the show, click that link in the description. Take you to Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Of course, you can do stars as well. We cannot thank you enough for keeping us rolling all the way through week 93. Next week, tune in for another incredible interview and performance, this time from saxophonist Carl Cox. Incredible, incredible player. So tune in next week, January 26th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Shout out to Adam Jr. for pinch hitting tonight for Cat Holly. And we'll see y'all next week. Peace.